Welcome, everybody, to Independently Speaking. I'm your host, Glenn Mayo. Independently Speaking is a weekly podcast where we discuss topics centered around grassroots, high school, and college basketball. We're also referencing a lot of what happens at the professional level as well. Independently Speaking is powered by Independent Hoops, independenthoops.com, a multimedia and event marketing company. Independent Hoops is the brand home for both the NYBL as well as Lineage of Champions. With over 20 years of experience in the basketball community, we have seen the growth of the past and can't wait to usher in the growth of the future. Today, in our third episode of Independently Speaking, we are joined by a good friend of mine, Jake Williams, head men's basketball coach at Dodge City. Jake, take a second to introduce yourself. We appreciate you being on.
What's up, brother? Happy to be on here, man. Happy to be on here.
You guys look like you're in Southwest Kansas right now, headed to a game.
Yeah, Southwest Kansas. The windmills are turning. Money's being made. So, en route to Salina, Kansas.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Well, Coach, we don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you guys got a game coming up. But your season has been going really good so far. You guys are 27-4 overall, regular season KJCCC champions, and currently in the Final Four of the Jayhawk Conference Tournament. So, kind of talk to us a little bit about your run to get to this point, and then also what emphasis are you guys focusing on right now, being tournament time?
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, we've had obviously a really good season, but Jayhawk Conference, man, is unlike any other. The depth in this league, the parity in this league, the coaching in this league, the talent, the travel. You got 13 teams, play 12 teams twice for 24 conference games. A lot of your road trips could be anywhere from 3 hours to 4.5, 5 hours, and you leave and you get back late at 3 in the morning. You got class the next day, and you may travel to 5 hours to Coffeyville on a Wednesday and play home Saturday, and Monday you're back 4.5 hours to Independence, and it's just it's an absolute grind, but it's a really good conference. But we've been fortunate to come out on top. We've been, obviously, anytime you win a championship, it takes a lot of luck, and you got to give the team credit. We've probably been in about 5, 6, final possession games. And these guys have made plays and executed down the stretch to come up with wins. They could have very well been, losses. We could have 9 losses instead of 3 losses. But, these guys have stepped up and made big plays and big moments. And, we're excited to be in the position we're in, that's for sure.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. You touched on it a little bit, but, it's safe to say, top to bottom, when you factor in, not only coaching, but, the teams and how talented they are, that Jayhawk Conference is sitting right up there, competing with probably anyone in the country, right?
Correct. Yeah, Florida, Texas. But yeah, there's a lot of great junior college programs and regions, but the depth and the travel and the grind of the 24 games. It's a super conference, and it's just and now we're playing the tournament. We're going to have to beat guys for a third time. Really good teams that are really talented. That are very well coached. So. Yeah, man, it's an elite junior college conference, and there's no night off. It happened multiple times where the 11th place team beat the 2nd place team, the 12th place team beat us at their place in the road. That's one of the 3 losses. Anyone any given night, man, is very capable of winning it. I think what the road game, the atmosphere of playing on the road in this conference is so difficult.
Absolutely. You got Final Four game tomorrow night against Garden City. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's not easy.
So I'd say every night's a struggle. Kind of talk to us about like practice wise. What are you doing right now to kind of prepare for that, or is pretty much everything in right now, and it's more about just kind of holding it together?
Yeah, that's where it's tricky, man. It's a million ways to skin a cat. It's as a coach, you kind of battle and go back and forth. Like, is it too much? Is it too little? Do I let them go? Do I reel them? You know what I mean? It's just a lot that goes into it. I think the biggest thing is just having a feel for your your team and kind of knowing your guys and kind of, the biggest thing right now this late, we want to be healthy and happy. If we're not healthy and these guys aren't happy, I don't like our chances. But if we're healthy and we're happy, I feel really good about ourselves. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of the biggest thing right now, is being healthy and happy. But getting in and getting treatment, watching film and preparing, and then, getting up a lot of shots and some finishes, and, walking through the other team's actions and making sure you're crisp with what your game plan is offensively. But at the end of the day, man, right now, you're not going to reinvent who you are, and, you gotta be who you are. And at this point, you're not changing anything about your team. You've done what you've done to get to this point, and you just got to do it.
Right. No question. I think, a lot of young coaches are some of the, real disciplined ones that, they don't understand that, I think you made a great point. It is most important to be happy and healthy right now. Your emotions go into it a big part, and then just having a healthy enough legs to, still be able to compete. So I love that. Let's kind of talk national tournaments some. Don't want to, jinx you guys for what you guys got going, but it's no secret that you guys have been a top team in the country throughout the entire season. I think you finished number 4 in the country in the last polls that came out. Obviously, with the new scheduling, kind of with the Jayhawk Conference this year, I think, instead of dividing it up East and West, I believe how it used to be now, it's like everybody under one, and it's a grueling gauntlet of a schedule. For the people that maybe aren't familiar with that, talk to us about how, your scheduling up to this point has prepared you for, going forward.
Yeah, for sure. So, being that we had 24 games instead of 18 games in conference play, we only got 6 non-cons. We had to get them done quickly too, because I think our conference schedule started like 2.5 weeks in of their season. So like 2.5 weeks to get 6 games in. And went down and played Frank Phillips and Nimi, which was really good for us, and played on the road at McCook and held a classic with Yoshio and Levette. But we had a brand new team, really one returner, talented, but we really wanted to develop a form of chemistry and somewhat of an early identity, at least heading into conference play. We didn't want to beat ourselves up in 6 non-conference games, knowing that 24 game schedule ahead of us, and we knew the strength of the Jayhawk, speaks for itself, and it's going to be challenging enough. And if we could finish top 3 in the Jayhawk, we put ourselves in a good situation, to be in the national tournament. But I don't know if there's a schedule out there that can prepare you more for a national tournament than this 24 game scheduling in the Jayhawk Conference. I don't know if there's anything out there that can prepare you better than this conference, just from the travel and coaching and the talent and the night-to-night grind. So I feel like our conference has done a great job, preparing us for the national tournament. I think, you look at last year, the way Jayhawk teams performed in the national tournament, I think it speaks for itself. This conference does a tremendous job. I think we got 5 or 6 teams that could go into the national tournament and do damage, not just 2 or 3. I think we got 5 or 6 that could go in there and play really well and make some noise. I think whoever comes out of this conference is in a national tournament is more than prepared to make a deep run.
Absolutely. So I mean, you obviously you said some luck goes into it, but you don't just get to 27-4 by accident. You got to have great players. Kind of talk to us about some of your top performers this year. I know you took kind of the transfer route with several guys transferring in. I know you mentioned only one returner from last year. So who's been doing really well for you guys, and kind of maybe who's peaking at the right time right now.
It's crazy. That answer could change on a day-to-day basis, and not necessarily because any of our guys are inconsistent. It's just like every game we have a new guy or a different guy stepping up and having a big time performance. And we had a stretch where from December 4th until pretty much towards the tail end of January, if not beginning of February, we were consistently missing 1 of 3 guys or 2 starters or 3 of our top 6 or 7, and it's created opportunities. Obviously, we're really deep and have great depth, but it's created opportunities for other guys to play extended minutes with an extended role, and other guys that had minimal minutes getting more minutes and playing a more important role. And everyone on this team has stepped up. But from BJ Freeman is an incredibly talented freshman. I think he's one of the best freshmen in all of junior college. I think Kalen Williams and Demas Folks are probably two of the four best point guards in this conference. And this conference has really good point guards. When you speak of Love Bettis, Tone Hunter, and some other guys in this conference, but I think we got two of the four better ones. And, Kerwin Prince, Omar Caressi, and Nick Pringle. As a front court trio, we play those three within those two spots, and those guys just get so much stuff done, and they complement each other. Kerwin's 6'6", built like a tank, and athletic, high motor, just gets a lot of stuff done. Omar is 6'10" with guard skills and very smooth and fluent. He can guard multiple positions, can really score. And Nick Pringle is obviously on Alabama, high major athlete, rim protector. He can switch and guard any position on the floor, and is a defensive anchor for us. And and then we got other guys, Jordan Love, the SEMO transfer, Keandre Bowles is just a complete microwave off the bench that can just score with his eyes closed. And I got other guys, Jonathan Breland, Alabama transfer, really good player, 6'3", can play 1 through 3, and he's got a lot of depth and versatility. We can play big, we can play small, we can play slow, we can play fast. I think that's our biggest strength is our versatility.
Absolutely. No, you got a plethora of talent over there, and I know that the first three guys you mentioned, I think he's BJ Freeman, Kalen, and then Themis. Those are all three, East Coast guys. Kind of, what was your, recruiting method to kind of, be able to get some guys to go out to Southwest Kansas?
Yes, man, it's since you and I even worked together, man. That's South Carolina, Augusta, Georgia, and obviously Coach TJ Cox on staff spent some time from North Carolina and has a lot of Carolina ties and does a great job recruiting, has a lot of contacts. Pretty much, we grew up in the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, but New York, but we pretty much keep in that southeast and northeast area, and recruited really hard, transfer portal really hard, and like I know, man, at South Carolina, North Carolina, that's Georgia, like there's some guys that go unseen or unheard of. They're just under-recruited and undervalued that are extremely talented players. So we just had a lot of luck. Just kind of recruiting that Southeast, the Carolinas, and Georgia, really.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, with once the season is over here, hopefully in 3 weeks, and not 2, but you guys got to get a jump into recruiting right away. The recruiting landscape has never been, as different as it is now. One, because of COVID, and then 2, because of the NCAA transfer portal. So just talk to us about how these two things have kind of maybe changed, how you're going to go about recruiting, and tell us your overall, goals and plans with it this summer.
That's tough. We can sit here and you and I talk about it on the phone. It's just us two. We can sit here and talk about this forever. It's crazy given the fact of the COVID waivers and the transfer portal. There are so many good high school players out there that are mid-major caliber players that may go untouched, that are going to need junior college or post-grad or whatever it may be. And my staff is great. TJ, Desmond Hadget, and JT Boo, like you go into their office, I think we have 40 names on the board right now, whether it's high school kids, post-grad transfers, already got stuff all over the board, and they're already working way ahead and got some future students planned with some kids. For next week before the national tournament, we got a couple of students already set up with some kids. Then you look at the success we've had this year, and the reason we're having that success, in my opinion, is we're older. I don't know if we have a guy on our team that's not drinking age. We're in junior college. Dudes are 21 years old. And, with the portal and dudes getting years back and stuff like that, man, in junior college, if you play against the team, it's got, a bunch of 18, 19-year-olds, and we got a bunch of 20 to 22-year-olds that have, played at the Division I level or whatever. They got that experience, and they're older, they're more mature, they've been through some things. So I really think we're going to be hitting the portal extremely hard. Again, whether that's Division II transfers that produce at a high level, or maybe some Division I transfers for whatever reason it can work out. But we'll probably win, anywhere from 2 to 3, maybe 4 max of high school post grad. But we're gonna flip it again. We flipped this entire roster this year and had a lot of success, and we're gonna flip the entire roster again. We're gonna transfer hard, and we don't care if we got to drive a rental car from here to some kid's house in New York City. That's what we do. If that's what it takes. So, we're looking forward to the recruiting process because one thing, our staff loves basketball. We love coaching. We love all this stuff. But the staff really loves recruiting. We got a very recruiting. We got our coaches and staff mindset is very heavy in recruiting. We're definitely excited. We don't want the season to end, but we are excited when it does end to really get after recruiting.
No, absolutely. That JUCO grind, you gotta love it to be a JUCO guy, man. Because like you said, you're not flying into New York and flying into Miami. If you're going those places, you're probably renting an old car and driving down there.
Right. Yeah. The old Ford Fusion with the logo sticker on the side.
Absolutely. Last thing is I'll pop here on you is do you think it plays to you guys' advantage at all? Being that you guys do finish this run out and you are at the national tournament, that you've played at Hutchison's gym a few times this year, that you're familiar with it, that it's right up the road.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not too far. It's 2 hours away. Our fans are going to travel. Students are going to travel. We're going to have our cheerleaders, all the good stuff, man. You know what I mean? It's just down the road. Obviously, we'll stay in Hutchinson, but we played there this year and happened to win, and so we've been there. We felt it before. We've been in that atmosphere. I think it definitely does help. You know what I mean? And the national tournament, we were in Florida and we traveled all the way out here. It was fun. We took the bus out to Arkansas and practiced, and then went to Wichita State and practiced, and all that stuff was really fun, great experience. But I think it definitely helps of being close, accessible, and getting out there and having played there before. So I think it also helps that we get Jayhawk officials too.
There we go. There we go. We definitely, don't want to take up too much of your time, Coach. I know me and you are really good friends, so I definitely appreciate you hopping on here with me. And, good luck tomorrow night in the Final Four against Garden, and then, hopefully in the championship game, and then on into the national tournament.
I appreciate it, brother, man. Much love.
All right, brother. Guys, that pretty much wraps us up for episode 3 of season 1 here. Our guest Jake Williams just got on, and really, really good friend of mine, has had a ton of success in his short career. Already Region Coach of the Year in Region 10, and made a national tournament appearance with USC Salk, and then now Region Coach of the Year, and hopefully about to have a national tournament appearance out there at Dodge City in the Jayhawk Conference. So recruits, if you're listening in, as you just heard, if you're not getting the offers or interest that you think you deserve, right now at this stage in the game, don't fret. It's the landscape of recruiting is definitely different. Coaches are tending to go to the portals sooner and take those guys that are older. So I just encourage you guys to stay the course, to work on your game, and to realize that, going junior college is not a bad option, especially now with the transfer portal growing the way it is. So that's all I want to say about that. You can follow Independent Hoops or the NYBL both on Instagram and Twitter. Independent Hoops is at My Line of Champs. NYBL is at NYBL B-Ball. All of our future events coming up for middle school, high school, for girls, boys, whatever. You can find that on independenthoops.com. And we'll also have a slideshow coming up that you can kind of check out some of our events as well. So that'll do it for this time. We'll see you on the next episode of Independently Speaking.